Welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on the Sugaridoo Part 11 of the Quilt Along from 2019, sorry. And this one actually was relatively easy, just lots of little strips to put together. So you want to first start them off as a little bit off from each other because you want to be able to kind of line up that 45 on a seam and be able to cut, because you're going to get some really nice looking blocks when you do that. So it has you cutting all the strips that you need for your background fabric, your main fabric, and your accent fabric. I chose two different colors for my main fabric today, which is this red and the pink with the polka dots. This fabric was gifted to the quilt shop by Miss Allison. So thank you, Miss Allison, for making this project come to life. It looks absolutely beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. And it's going to look so good with all the other blocks. And we'll go over those other blocks before the end of the video. I've got the strips just sitting right there. So what you have to do is you start off with either a background or your main fabric, and you just do alter it, and then make sure that you're slipping in a gray or your accent color somewhere along the line. I did mine in a few spots, and I put them in a few blocks. So it's my quilt, and I'll do what I want with it. So you need to make sure you have 8 squares of 6 by 6 when you're finished all this strip. Like, that was quite a bit. I actually ended up doing 2 sets because I wasn't sure. I thought I was going to get all that I needed out of the first set, but when you keep cutting on an angle, you end up with lots of other bits and strips left over. So I'll have to think of something to do with these because I don't want to waste them. So yeah, we'll have to think of something because there was lots of that left over. So what you want to do is you want to take your ruler and you want to put the 45 on one of your seam allowances or somewhere in between where it's still going to keep the 45, but you need to get 6 inches by 6 inches, okay? So let's turn our ruler around and we'll do it this way. Okay, so I know when looking here, I know this ruler is 6 inches, so from here to here I got 6 inches, and from here to down here I know I got 6 inches, and then of course here to here 6, and then here to there 6. So as long as I keep my ruler right in line with the strip or on a seam allowance going with the strip, and I'm getting all 6 inches all the way around, that's when we want to cut it, okay? Let's just line her up a little bit better there. And make sure we're clear on all corners. We got 6, 6 here. So what I do is I go up one side, then the other, turn the project. It just seems to work a little bit easier, okay? Brand new blade, runs so smooth, okay? So I'm gonna just take this. We'll just turn it this way because we know it's 6 inches. So these 6-inch rulers are extremely handy when it comes to things like that. And then I just went up the other side and then turned it this way and then just lined her up and then chopped her off at 6. Okay. Make sure your line here is your end of your fabric here is sitting on the line though. Don't cut it wavy. Okay. And then again, there's these strips that are all left over and what to do with them afterwards, right? So once you have your block finished like this, you kind of want to make sure I guess it doesn't really matter which way the angles are going. That's completely up to you. You want to take your background fabric and put the 6-inch right up here on the bottom, and then the other one up on the left-hand side. You're going to stitch that afterwards. And then you're going to come in and do the same thing with your main fabric. You're going to put your main fabric on the bottom, and it's going to be 6.5, and then this one coming in on the side is going to be 7.5. So these blocks should measure 7.5 by 7.5 in the end. You'll need 8 of them, and then you'll need 7.5 by 2.5-inch strips. You need 7 of those to go in between of the sashings. Okay, just like that. Okay, so that'll get attached here. And of course I alternated my colors. Okay, so let's go put the black one on the bottom, or the background on the bottom. And then we'll sew the one on the side, and then of course the main fabric. And I certainly enjoyed the mixing and the matching of this project. There's only one more to go. So we'll do that obviously next weekend or next Friday, and then we'll use the next one after that to put all the strips together, okay? Okay, and then we just come up here on the other side. And then we just repeat it as we did the bottom and the side again. But I think once I was doing this on the sides, I thought, well, that would be a fantastic center to a log cabin. Like, why not? Makes it a little fun, a little exciting, and then you're log cabining it around a little bit. It doesn't have to be small strips like this. It could be bigger strips for sure. But I thought, you know, hey, run with it. It's a good idea, run with it. Okay, just give that a little bit of a finger press and then come in with the 6.5 at the bottom and then the 7.5 on the side. And then we're just going to give that a little press, and then we'll add our little sashing in between our blocks, and then add the block to the row, and that is row 11 done. I'm glad I chose black for the background for this, because all these colors with the patterns that I'm choosing to use, I have tried not to use a solid. I think I used a solid in the first with the orange hashtags. But I tried not to use a solid anywhere else, and it just makes all the little fabrics and colors just pop up so vibrantly, I think. So, and I'm just loving how this red and this pink work together. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Oh, almost out of bobbin. Okay, let's give that a little press. Okay. And if it's not 7.5 by 7.5, then go ahead and square it up. I didn't seem to have any issues with putting them together the way I did, so I mean the measurements are really good. We'll add the sashing and then the other block. And of course they were flipping and flopping the block this way and that. If you found a fun little pattern, that would be cool to see too. Okay, now we add this one here, make sure it's going the right way, which is this way. Okay, and then under the machine, and that is row 11 done. It doesn't take very long. It takes a long time to, not long time, but you know, to get all the strips put together, and then cutting out the bits, and then adding the little strips on the bottom and the sides. Okay, that took a little bit, but it wasn't too bad really. Okay, all right, let's give that a little press, and then we'll show her off. So it's nice. It feels very springy, this this row. I like this one. It feels very springy in the colors, like springy summer. Isn't that pretty? As you can tell, I used my gray in a few spots. I thought, why not? Why not? And I wanted to really highlight that in this fabric, and then this row. So let's go over the ones we've already done. Okay, they're probably not going to be in order because I've just stacked them. But here was the latest one, I believe. We did this with the reverse applique of the circles with the beautiful green blues. Okay, so got the paper on the back. There was. Okay, well, I know this is the first one. This was the hashtag. It's got oranges. Mix of oranges. It's got fishies and circles, and then of course the gray hashtag. Okay. And then the Tetris with the other shades of blue. It's very pretty. I like how that turned out too. And then like the little orangey colored, golden colored chevrons. And then the gorgeous triangles. The Pop and Munchkin really, really liked this one. And could see an overall quilt completely doing it that way. And so could I. It'd be a little time consuming, but it certainly would be absolutely beautiful. And then we have the pink little triangles. I did a bunch of mix of pinks there, as much as I could, just because they were so tiny. I thought I could bust my scraps that way. Here's one of my favorite blocks right here, is the green with the arrow. I love the fabric. And then the half moons kind of look like tacos or sunrises or sunshine. I did use a mix of yellows with that one as well. And then back to some greens. We're using another one of the greens, or two of the greens. And then this crosses with some reds and some white mix. So that is what we have done so far. It is lots. I can't wait to put it all together. keep me out of trouble for just a little bit anyway. So that is the one we have finished for today. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate you here at the Mama Pop Quilt Shop. Stay tuned tomorrow, or set your alarm, or what have you. Saturday, the 31st of July, we are doing a 12-hour stream, so come join us. We're from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and can't wait to see you there. We're going to work on a fun little project and maybe do some cooking in the kitchen. Cooking in the kitchen with Pop. I think we need to make a new song now for now. Thank you, everybody. Big hugs to you. We'll see you real soon. Enjoy the weekend, and we hope to see you on Saturday. Take care.